page 1. Now I've gone ahead and cut out all my pattern pieces so that it's quick to put together. So I've decorated 2 of my tags. So this is the tag that's going to go in the acetate slot. So I've actually done that, and I've made up a little tab pull here, which I'll show you to do in a moment, and then decorated the front and the back with that. And then I've also done a small 6 by 1/4 by 4 1/4 photo mat, and I've got the big 6 by 4 on that side, and then I've got a little 4 by 3 on the back side as well, just so that it adds a little bit of interest. So for the page 1, so how we're going to put it together, so you need your pocket, and you'll need to just score and crease those score lines for me so that they're nice and crisp. We will also burnish them when they're in situ as well. So I'm just going to do that now, like so. Turn that over and do this page as well. And then we are going to miter the corners. So I miter from edge to edge, and I go just below where those 2 score lines meet, like so. And then I'll do the same here, and you miter those 2 corners like so. And then I also miter the top ones like so, so when that's closed over you can't see those glue tabs underneath. And the same with that. I make sure that they are nice and crisp and haven't got any bubbles on them. So we're going to put that down first, like so. And then, no, actually, before we put that down, we're going to put the top bit down. So I've not used to put any pattern paper underneath because your pocket's going to be there, so you're not going to see it. So I'm going to just rub those out. So this piece here I cut down to, get my ruler. This one was 2.5 by 7. But double check your measurements to make sure that they are the same. And that's going to go on the top like so. So what I didn't do was just ink the edges. I might grab my pen because that might be a little bit quicker. There we go. So add then your glue. And make sure it's the right way up. And we're going to just leave a 1/4 inch gap all the way around. Okay, so that's your first piece of pattern paper on. Now, I was just double checking there to make sure that I had it the right way, because I want my pages to face me as they are being turned. So I want my pattern paper the right side up, as you would a normal book. So I was just checking to make sure I had it that way. So with that on, we can then put our pocket down. Now the pocket, we're going to leave again another little bit of a border all the way around, so it's like a 1/4 inch border. So I'm going to start by putting my glue just on one side and getting that side stuck and how I want it. I'll move over, and then we can then work on the others. Just pulling that over a little bit. It doesn't want to move. There we go. One, that's it. So push that down. And then just burnish those tabs down. Now another thing that I do is I'm going to put some of my foundation tape just over those glue tabs, just so that when you put your tags in, it's going to not get caught on those edges. So I'm just going to cut those bits off, just like so. And we'll do the same with the bottom, but when we come to do that, we'll actually do that now, and we can do the other side as well. So let me just cut my piece off. So I'm going to put this on, so it's going to look like it's a bit back to front really. So you're going to stick the sticky side underneath, so it's like the valley fold side. So let me just take this bit off because I've done it and it's too long, like so. And I hope you can see that there. So I've got the sticky side up, that's the matte side, and you can see that's just a little bit lighter with the sticky side. So I'm going to put my glue on the glue tab, like so. And I'm also going to put my glue onto the glue tab on the right hand side as well. Okay. And then just fold it over and make sure you've got it in, it's all level, like so, and you're happy, and you can stick it all down. There we go. Like so. So if you want to just use your ruler just to smooth down that there. Now the only thing I didn't do is put my tape on this side, but you can do if you want to, but I think with it being on two of the sides, it should be okay. So let's just check. So yes, that goes in quite nicely. There we are. Just checking. There we go. So that is that. So I'm going to take that out for the minute. So now we need to put on our little acetate pocket. Now it is a little bit shorter, so please don't worry, because when we put our acetate covers, it will cover that it's a bit shorter. We're going to just mitre one side, okay, and then that is going to end up in your pocket. Okay, I'm putting that inside the pocket like so, and then that's an extra added bonus pocket protector as well. So I'm going to glue this side this time. So on the valley fold you put your glue, and we're going to slide that in, okay, and push that down so that is starting to stick like so. Okay. And then on the top we're going to add our pattern paper, we're going to add our double-sided tape, okay, like so. Don't take that double-sided tape off just yet. So, and this is going to fit on there. So I'm going to put that in there so I know where it is. So now you need to bring in your pattern paper. Now the pattern paper measurement is 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. Okay. Now don't worry if it's not the exact measurement at the top and the bottom, because they're going to be covered like so. Okay, so don't worry too much. But before we stick this on, we now need to add the second page protector, which goes on like that, and I will just burnish that down like so. Okay, bring that out, and I'm going to glue the mountain side fold, and we're going to stick this on. Now this is going right up to that edge. So where the folded edge is, that is going as near to that as possible. Make sure it's nice and even both sides. So add your double-sided tape. Now this is going again on the outs. It's going on the belly fold side, but on the outside flap. So you've got your flap that's attached to the pocket, and then you want your double-sided tape on that page protector there. So let's bring in our pattern paper, and then that's going to cover up that hole there, and we can just ink the sides on this. And you can put this on. Get it into place and then push down, and then when you're happy, which I'm happy now, bring in your acetate. First of all, take off your double-sided tape, take off the backing, and then I've only taken it off one side, and then bring this in like so. Make sure you've got it at nice and level. So when I'm happy, I'm going to stick that down like so, and I'm going to lift this up and push it down. But what I don't want is I want this whole part opened, so I don't want to stick the whole thing down like so. Then when you're happy, push the air out and then bring the other one up, and then that is your little pocket, your acetate pocket, where you can put in a little tag. So then that is then your little pocket. So you've got these here to do. So these ones here are 3/8 by 6 and 7/8, I think. Yeah, 3/8 by 6 and 7/8, and then that's going to fit along that edge there, and then that one's along there. But I'm having it so that it's coming down. So add your glue and very carefully stick that on. And this side. Like so. So then that is that. So that goes in like so, and then you've got a big tag here, but I'm not going to decorate that one. Oh, I was actually going to show you how to do the little tags, which are very simple. There we go. I was just making sure that would fit in, and it does. I've got nice lot of space there, and then this pulls out very easily. So to do this tab, it's very, very simple. Very easy. All you do is, I went with 2 inches, and then I went with a 2 inches again, and then I halved it and did a nice little score line in the middle. But I actually went with 1.5, not 2 inches. So it was a 1.5 by 2 inches, and then you score in the middle of the 2-inch one. And then I just used my corner rounder and just rounded the corners like so. And then I actually just used my like a by eye to attach it like so. Now I won't give you the pattern paper measurement because you may have your, it might go down further than you might want it down really low, or you might want it up a bit higher. So I'm actually going to have this at the side. I might have it over here, here rather than in the middle. So let's add this on now. Now you can add this on later if you want to, and just round the corners here and then make a feature of it like so, but I'm just going to have it there. Just make sure I've not gone too far up, which I don't think I have. Oh, I'm just going to bring that down a bit because I don't want it to come out of the book like so. And then you can go ahead and decorate this. So I may do a photo mat on there, and then here I might add some scraps of my pattern paper. But then that is your page 1 done. And yeah, fantastic, we're getting through them. So next, join me in a moment. I'm going to tidy up. Join me in a moment for page 2. Okay, on to page 2, and page 2 is our belly band tuck spot page. So I've done page 3 already, and I've added our tags that pull out like so, and I've decorated both sides, and you push those in, and we've actually saved paper doing this. So that's our 2 tags that fit in like so, and then I've just put in a plain tag just on, it was just some scrap card paper that I found, and then I just made a little tiny tag book as well just to put inside there. Now I will add some decorative feature to the bottom here of the little tuck spot, but I won't do that on camera. I'll leave that all up to you. So I've got my pages ready. Now what I thought I would do on this would be to do some pattern piecing, so that I've got the same pattern running all the way along my 2 tags and my belly band. So I think I'll start with the bottom first. Now the bottom page, I've actually gone ahead and I've just marked up where what sizes I've got. So on the base page, the pattern paper pieces measurements are going to be 2 inches by 7.5 and 2 inches by 7.5. So you're going to do those 2 there. Okay, in one patterned paper. So let's cut them out, and then we've got them. So I'm going to have this one as my bottom page. I'm going to cut along this way because this is the way my album is going. So 2 inches. Okay. 2 inches by 7.5. So I'm just going to put these 2 together and cut that 7.5 inch measurement like so. So that is my bottom part of my page. So we're going to do it this way. So we're going to, with one sheet of paper, we're going to start on the right hand side. So we're going to cut 1 strip at 1 inch, 1 strip at 3/4, 1 strip at 3, 1 strip at 3/4, and 1 strip at 1 inch. Okay, that should then give us that gradient pattern paper pieced effect in theory. So I'll leave those there so that you can see them, just so that you've got them for reference. So we're going to cut 1 at 1 inch, 1 at 3/4, 1 at 3, 1 at 3/4, and then 1 at 1, like so. So that's my pieces cut out. So the 1 inch need to be at 7 1/4, like so. So this 3/4 also needs to be at 7 1/4, like so, and the 3 inch one is at 7 1/2, like so, and then we go back down to 7 1/4, like so, and then you've got a nice tag there actually that we can use. So I'll put those in my pile, get rid of my trimmer, and we can start to assemble. So there we go, get my pieces out. So I'm going to put these ones down first. So using your glue, we're going to just glue along. And make sure that it's the right way up. Like so, and then we can add our belly band. So I'm going to put one side on first and then the other. Okay, and this goes virtually edge to edge. So I'm going to add my glue, and this is going on the mountain side fold. Now what you can also do is just add a little bit of tape underneath there. I'm just going to stick that down first, like so, and then add a little bit of tape. Just along that join, like so. And then we can do the same with the other side. But this time we'll put the tape on so that when it closes it's going to be the right way, I think. Yes. Oh, look at that. That was perfectly matched. So I'm just going to add my glue to the mountainside fold again. Push this down. Now I don't want any air bubbles in this, so I'm going to push it down as much as I can. And then just burnish that down, and then you'll have your tape will be stuck. I'm just using my ruler just to make sure that's stuck down firmly. Okay, so that's my belly band on. Now next job is the bigger tag. I couldn't make up my mind then, bigger or smaller. It's underneath, so it's this one here, and that's going to go like so. So we can put our 3 inch one on there ready, and then the 1 inch goes this side, like so, and the 1 inch goes this side, and then we've got on our smaller piece, we've then got our next piece, and then one. There we go, I've got it. Okay, so I'm going to put the shorter, smaller ones on now, just so that I've got them on. So there you go. Maybe about 1/4 of an inch gap. I'll just move that over. Pull that in. And then add the second one. goes there. Push it down. Make sure you get it as straight as you can. So that's that one. And then your bigger piece will go on next. Like so. And then the last piece. Okay, I've just gone ahead and cut out my purple cardstock as for my mat and layers. Now, if you want to know the sizes, this one here is 4 3/4 by 7.5, and this is 3 inches by 7.25. And I think this one here is 4 3/4 by 7.25, not 7.5. Okay, and I've gone and cut the rest for my back as well. Now, as you can see, I've hardly used any paper at all, so it really is an economical way to use your patterned paper. So I'm just going to stick my photo mat down like so. Now you can go ahead and put on here, you can put like a small 2 by 3 photos. You could put 3 of those on there like so. So that's my one side, and I'll do this side and then we'll go on to the back. And then this is my photo mat for the front side. I'm actually really liking using a coloured cardstock for my photo mats for a change. It really does just bring something new to your albums, I have to say. Now, let me just double check to make sure I've got it the right way. I have. So, this then goes on like so. That's one. We can put this one on our belly band because we haven't done that yet. And then this is just going to go on like that. And then bring in your second photo mat, and that will then go on like so. And then you have then got, when you've got it up the right way, Tamara, I was just about to cry then. I thought, no, I've got it in the wrong way. And then when you bring that in, you've then pattern pieced that whole page, and it just looks so stunning, and it's hidden, which is even more of a thrill when you get your books. So we've done that, so I'm just going to take this out, turn them over, and I did cut out the back pieces here that are just going to go on like so, but I'm going to double check to make sure I've got them the correct way. So bring that in, make sure that's up the right way. That may not go there. So the C. So these are the two small, and then that one and that one, that goes there. So I'm going to put the small one on. And this was just the back side of that paper that we used on the front. I'm just going to make sure I've got them up the right way. And then if I put that on there, I will be able to see. Okay. that's on like there. Push that up. And there we go. And then we could also then add our purple photo mat in there. That goes in like so. So that's our smallest one done. And then we've got the biggest one. Now I've also got to add in a little pull, which I can do once it's on, so you can make a little feature of it rather than have it hidden. So I'm just getting them in line like so, and like so, and then this is going to just fit on this side. And like so. There we go. So that then is the back side done. And then if you put these up this way, you will then also still get that patterned pieced look as well. So we can put these in like so. And then we're going to just add our little pull tabs. Now what I did in the Bloom and Grow was just add some, just get some scrap. So let me get some scrap card. And I cut it down to 2 inches by 1.5. Okay, you could have it at 1. I'm actually going to go with 1 actually. Let's see what that looks like. Have a smaller pull. So then what you do is you then score it in half so it's at 2. And then I used my corner rounder to just round the corners. Okay. So this one is a 1/4 inch. And I also rounded the ones at the bottom. So you've made like a square. Okay, like so. So you need to do 2 of those. So 2 by 1. And then score it in half at 1 inch. And then do your corner rounding. And then this would be 1 inch square, so 1/4, so 3/4 by 3/4 for your card, so your pattern paper. So let's go with 3/4 by 3/4. Now you could have it at a 3/8 if the corners, the corner rounds are too near each other, but I think I may be able to get away with it. Yeah, I got away with that. So that then is what it looks like there. But I might use that side. Just looks like I've got some leaves, some seaweed, not leaves. So I'm going to add this on here. I will do another one of those as well. So that's your 3/4 inch. So you've got a 1/4 inch gap all the way around there. You could have it so you've got a smaller gap, but I quite like that as it is. So I'm going to leave that one as it is. So bring in your page and just position everything so that it is where it will be when you open your book. So get everything all okay. And then I'm going to do the top one. So the top one is I'm going to put literally at the top here, like so, just there. So I'm going to add, so you can add either, you can add it with glue, or if you want something a bit more decorative, you could add a little tiny attacher as well. And we're just going to slot that on like so, and just burnish that down. Make sure it's nice and straight. Okay, and that's one pull. So the next one, I'm going to position it so that it's a bit further down, but it's just coming underneath here, like so. So it's just there. Okay, so I'm going to put that on, and then I'll cut the pattern paper out. So I've put my glue on both sides of that little element, and just going to position it there. Now I haven't got so much of a bigger area from my page to the top here of your tag, because I don't want it to stick too far out of the book. So I'm just going to leave that like that. Add my patterned paper. I'm going to have that starfish, I think. So let's go down. So think of fingers and thumbs. It's just round those four corners, just to give you that rounded edge look, and then we can stick that on, and that can go up like so. So that then is your little pull tag for that. So that's page 1 and 2. And oh no, it isn't. We've got one more thing to do. We've got to add our tuck spot here. So I'm going to add my glue onto one side, position it down. Now I want to position it literally the same place I've got my other one. So I'm going to just measure that quickly, and I think I did it at 1 inch. So I did it at 1 inch there. So I'm going to just put my, there we go, just like so. And when you're happy, just burnish that down. Okay, like so. Now I am going to add a little bit of tape behind there. Okay, so just take off probably about 2 inches, just so that that covers that there. And I will add it also to the bottom. And you remember we did it where we stuck it, the sticky side, onto the glue tab, with the sticky side sticking upwards like so. You can see it there, that's where it's sticky and that's matte, so it's like the more shinier side. So I'm going to add my glue just on that glue tab, and I'll also add it onto the side of the other glue tab on the other side. And then I'm just going to push that over and then push it down. Okay. And then just burnish down when you're happy. There you go. There we go. So that then is your tuck spot. And then this is going to be, you're going to cut this at 3 by 2 1/4. That's your measurement for your card, for your pattern paper. And I'm going to use some of the paper that was on the base page here. So let's cut this out. So 2 1/4 by 3. So let me just double check which one was the 2 1/4 is the top way. That's right. By 3, and then that is that there. That's going to fit onto my tag, my pocket tuck spot, like so. Let's add the glue. I'm not going to bother with the tags for this. You can just add them as you're going along. I'm just going to leave that like so, and then I'll add mine all at the end. So that is page 2 and 3. So there they are at this, each side by side. So just to add something in there for the moment, we'll put our little booklet in there like so. So that's our 2 pages there. So next we need to move on to page 4 and 5. Okay, so we're on to pages 4 and 5 now. I've done my page 5 already, and just so that I can show you how we go about doing it. So I've added my lovely panel to the front of my small foot tuck pocket here, and this is where your 4x6 photo mat goes into. Now I've added a 3x4 photo mat on there with a journaling spot on the other side, and then just plain at the front, so you can put a nice photo on that. And then in my acetate flap here, we've also just got a small, this is a 4x3 photo mat in there that just fits under there like so, and then that goes over the top and keeps it closed. With the acetate connector at the top, it does keep this photo mat in place. Too many photo mats. So that's what we're going to be doing. Now I've made a start and cut all my pieces out ready. So let's just bring them in here. So we should have your acetate connector cover, and we should have the little pocket here that we've already cut out. Up the wrong way, so a little tiny pocket. So that's my then I've gone ahead and just mounted my panel onto my black card. So again, whatever papers you're using, you can do that. I've got my acetate here ready to go, and then I've got my photo mat here ready to be made into our photo mats. And then this here is for my base page, because what we're going to do is I'm going to cut it down into sections. We start first of all with the pattern paper that goes on the top. So again, make sure your pages are the right way. So my top pattern paper is 3.5. So I'm going to cut it this way at 3.5 by 7.5. Okay, so that is the top part of your page done. So go ahead and attach this, and then we can then work our way down. There we go. Let's just pull that across. So that then is my base patterned paper done. So bring in your connector, and this is going to fit just along the top of your pattern paper. Like so. So I've put my glue on the valley fold side, and we're just going to attach that on. I'm just going to push that down like so, and then burnish down. Make sure you're even both sides. So then we can put our acetate on. So I'm just checking to make sure that is a nice fit. And I'm going to put my tape and as near to that scored line as you can get. Burnish that down. Take off your backing tape. So once you've got that on, we can just, I'm going to position it so that the edge is running up to that scored line that is up there. So, and you want it so that it is level with the bottom of your pattern paper there. So over we go, and then that should keep that in place. So next we're going to just put our double-sided tape on the inside of that connector, like so. And open it up and then close that over, and then that is your little acetate flip photo holder. So rubbish, and we can move that out of the way for the moment. Okay, so the next part is for, turn it up this way because we need to do then a little pocket along the bottom here, and that's here. So this is our pocket, and this is going to go like so. Now I'm not going to put this on just yet. I'm going to get my pocket on first because I'm not going to fit anything any more pattern paper underneath there. So I'm hoping that this is going to be enough, and it will. So glue on the mounting fold side, quite a bit of glue if you can, and then just position it so it's 1/4 of an inch from the bottom and 1/4 of an inch from either side. Okay. And then just burnish that down when you're happy with it in the same space. And then add our tape along that edge. I'm also going to add a little bit of double-sided tape as well, just so that my pocket is a little bit more tighter in strength, should I say. So I've just added that on there. So get your double-sided tape, and that's just going to run along right up to that scored line. Okay, and then we'll take this off, and I'll put my glue on my mounting side folds again, and then push that over and run it your fingers along, and then you'll see that this pocket now is a lot more stronger and doesn't bow as much. So yes, you'll find it a lot more stronger and it doesn't bow as much. So the next thing we're going to do is just add the pattern paper to this part here, and it is about 2¼ inches by 7. So let me cut this bit down. So let's add our glue. Like that. So I'm making it level with this, my pattern paper piece at the top here. Okay. So bring it in your pattern paper for your cover and your pocket, or other way round. We're going to stick these on. Now these measurements were 7/8 by 6 7/8. Okay. So they would just gives you that 1/8 of an inch gap all the way around. I like it on these ones because they're so small. It's I find it better to have that 1/8 of an inch gap rather than the 1/4 inch gap. And then this one would be 1 3/8 by 6 7/8. Can we bring that down? So that then is your pocket, and we can then add our panel. So I turn this over, and I'm just going to use my glue on the bit that I think it is, like so, and then that panel can go just there. And then bringing in your pieces for your photo mats. So this is the photo mat for this one. So this measures, I think it is 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. That's going to go on like so. So this would be this is 1/8 of an inch difference so that you've got that 1/8 of an inch gap all the way round. So this one would be 3 1/8 by 4 1/8, and then when you put your photo on, your photo would then be your 3 by 4, and then you'd still have that lovely layered look. So then we're going to put our pattern paper on the other side, like so, and then that goes into the little flap pocket like that. And then this one, I've got just a small piece here, and I'm going to put some of the purple card on that side, or I can add more pattern paper. So I'm going to put that there, or I can add a photo mat on the top. So I could add a 3 by 4, but I'm going to do this at 3 1/8 by 4 1/8. And that could go there, so you could have it that side like that. That's one side, and then you can do the same on the other if you so wish, but I think that looks fine. I'm not going to bother doing the back on that, but you can if you've got more pattern paper pieces like I have. So that is then your pages 4 and page 5 done. So now we're going to move on to pages 6 and 7. Right, let's make up page 7. Now I've gone ahead and done page 6 because page 7 is very much exactly the same, apart from a few different elements in the construction of it. So I've made up my one for Make a Splash, and you will need your last page in your little pile of pages. So we're on our last page, and remember to have it where you've got the openings at the side. So we've got our pocket flap for the right, our pocket flap for the left, and our pocket. We've then also got our acetate flap closures here, and we need a part B, which has got what is going to make our extra pocket in our big pocket, and then we will have a tag as well. So to put it together, you're going to start with your flap right, because this is going to go on our page like so. Now I'm going to have it so it's going right up to that edge. If you want to, you can have it where it is in the page like so. We're going to put our glue onto that valley fold side. There we go. So this is on the valley fold side. And we're just going to slot it in like so, and then make sure that you've got equal distance either side of that flap. So that flaps in there like so. I'm just going to burnish that down. So that's flap 1. So we've got a 1-inch frame on our pocket here. So how I do it, make sure you've got a very sharp pencil. So I'm going to go from the top. Now I'm going to mark out my 1 inch. So I've just drawn a line. Down there is 1 inch. Now I'm going to fold my glue tab over because I don't want to include that in my measurement, and put that folded edge up against the measurement. Draw your next line and then do that all the way around, okay, until we have got a 1-inch frame. Just checking that's okay. And then again I'm going to do the same here and come down and then mark it down. So the reason I do that is because I need this part here. So I need the corners of where our lines meet, so that when we cut my frame out, we don't need to go past that line on either side, and it gets a nicer cut. So now what I'm going to do is just line up that that pencil line with the gully of my trimmer, and then I'm going to get my blade and put it into the cardstock where that line is, and I'm just going to cut up to that next line, and then I'm going to turn it round and I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Okay, get it in the right place. There we are, and then cut all the way down to that side, and then turn it around and do the same this side. And then up to that point, turn it around, and last one. There we go. And that then should be your frame cut out. Now what you can also do is just rub out those extra pencil lines so that they're out of the way. Like so. And once you've done that, we can then miter our corners. So I'm going to miter the 2 bottom corners here, and then the 2 top corners as well on the glue tab. Okay, fold that over, make sure you've got a nice sharp point, and then that's your frame. So next what we need to do is find the acetate. I've got those. There we go, I thought I'd lost it. So the acetate can go, so I can just leave that there for a second, and we can go ahead and put our acetate on. Now I'm going to use a little bit of glue, but if this is your first time doing it, I would suggest using some double-sided tape. It just makes it a lot easier. You don't get a lot of smearing or seepage with your double-sided tape. So I'm going to use a bit of both, I think. Now I've changed my mind. There we go. So just open that out, and there we go. So burnish that down really well, like so. And we can take off the backing tape here, like so, and here, and then here. Okay, so once you've done that, I will just add a little bit of glue just around that edge, not near the actual cut edge, because you don't want any glue seepage. So I'm just going to put it on the top there and then lay it down when you're happy, because when you do burnish that down, you can see it does spread, and you don't want that to spread onto your acetate. So just rub that off. There we go, that side. Okay, so that then is your pocket nearly done, but we have to add a backboard to the pocket. Okay, so my part B, we need to find your pattern paper, and we're going to just cover that. So 5 1/4 here by 6 3/4. There we go. So that's then my back of my pocket, which we can glue down like so, and then this is going to fit into our pocket like that. So I'm going to put my double-sided tape just on that outside edge there, like so. And then we will do some at the bottom as well, like so. Burnish that down, take the backing tape off, like so, and then we can put this on. So I'm actually coming a bit further up from the bottom, just so that I'm about 1/4 inch from the top here. And then that is your back of your pocket done, and then you can put a nice tag in there. So that then is your pocket. We can then go ahead now and stick this down. So we can stick it onto our page. Grab our page now, and we can stick this on. So you've got 2 pockets in one here. So this is one, and then you've got the one obviously at the back. So we are going to add our glue, and then I'm going to add the tape as well. So this is going 1/4 inch up from the bottom and 1/4 inch from the sides as well. Okay. There we go. And then stick down. Grab your tape. And just put it along that edge, like so. A bit too much on there. and then we can either stick these ones on. I think I'll just stick these ones on. I think they should be all right. I think it's mainly the bottom one that gets stuck, but just for quickness I'm not going to add my foundation tape to the sides there. So when you're happy, push that down. There we are, and that's your pocket on. We've got our pocket in there. Okay, we're going to do our tag now for that see-through pocket, and in the PDF I have the measurements at 5 3/4 by 5 5/8. Now my pocket here is slightly bigger than what I've done in the PDF, so I've cut this tag at 6 inches by 5 3/4. It's because where I've placed my double-sided tape is slightly wider than what I did in my previous project. Okay, just like so, and then we'll decorate that, and then the larger tag will go into the pocket part at the back. Right, I changed my mind on this page. Instead of going for the acetate strap closures, I opted to go for the top flap as my magnetic closure. I just thought it looked a lot more cleaner with this paper collection. But if you want to put those acetate straps in, then by all means do. I like to give a lot more different ideas to do a page. So we're going to put this on. So this is going to go on the mountainside fold. Lots of glue, and I'm going to just by eye it. So I'm going to use my measurements that I've got for the 1 inch there already, and just go equal distance between them two lines like so. So that's that my flap. So now I can put my magnets on there. So I'm going to put one at the top. I'm actually going to put 2 on here, I think. There we go. So there's our 2 magnets there. So now we need our sticky tape again, but I'm only going to do 1 at a time now. And stick your side up on the back side of your page, and then push down, and then that should be in the right place. Yes, there we go. So that's 1, and again just find the natural force of those magnets, and then when you're happy, stick them down. So then that is then your closure instead of these. So now all we need to do is just to cover it. So we're going to start with our border. So I'm going to do these so these will be at 3/4 by 7 1/4. So you're going to do 2 of those. We're going with 4 inches by 3/4, and that will be those 2. Okay, so let's cut our border out. There we go, and then that can go that side. So I'm going to put that this way so that the mermaid is coming down like so. So put your glue on. I'm going to add this one on first, and then I can work out the distance for the shorter ones. And then we'll put the 4th one on. It goes just So then they line up at the bottom here, and then we'll do the top as well. And then that is your frame. Let's move on now to the left flap, and I'm going to use one of the journaling cards that are in the collection. These are in the form of a 12 by 12, which you cut down. So I'm going to cut down my card just slightly because it is just a little bit too wide for my flap. So I cut it down to 5.5, just so that I had a little bit of a gap at the top and the bottom. And as you can see, I'm going to move it over, and then I'm going to add another decorative piece of paper over my magnets as well. So let's put this on. So that goes there. And then what we'll do is I'm going to add some paper in here. So that is 1 3/4 by 5.5. Yes, that goes on like that. It hides those magnets. So that's your top part, and that can go either like that or like that. So this is going to measure 2 3/4 by 7.25, and then we've got these ones in here to do as well, but we'll do them in just a momento. So that's that. So we've got this part here. So we could put in another photo mat in there. So we could go with 6.25. I think I'll get away with that. By 4.25. And we could have it going this way. No, just, oh, fiddle, just short. Okay, so 4.25 by 3.25. That one can go just there. We could have it there, and then we could have a 2.25 by 3.25. We could have that one, and then I'll have a small bit up there, and then an oblong at the bottom. So let's put that on. So that's the first photo mat. Second photo mat. Like so. Let's try and keep the same distance around the edges as I have there. There we are. So then that is the back of that done, and we can just push that over. So we've just got this to do, which I'm not going to do on camera. I'm going to leave that bit now, and we've got this here as well, but I think I'm going to leave these until the very last. So thank you ever so much for staying with me and for watching my tutorials. Please don't forget to comment, like, and especially subscribe. It is really important that you do that, and I really appreciate it, and it really does help my channel grow. Don't forget to come and follow me on all the social medias. All my links are in the description box, as always, down below, as well as a link to my Facebook group, Memories Paper Arts. So, thanks ever so much for watching. Please don't forget to tune in to part 3, which will be coming up very soon. And I will see you again on the next one. Bye!